What's going on, everybody? This is Matt from Sen Theory again, and today I want to talk to you about why I think the Tourmaster Sierra Peak Adventure Pro 2.0 is one of the most underrated gloves out there. Wow, that was a mouthful. First, I want to talk about some of the gloves I've gone through in reaching this pair of gloves and my thought process through all of them. So this is just going to be focusing on summer adventure gloves. I have other gloves for winter and mid-season. I have way too many gloves, guys. It's terrible. It's like leaves me in analysis paralysis of like, what gloves do I take today? But anyways, starting off for an adventure glove, some people do use just off-road gloves. These are Klim Dakar gloves. Actually, my wife's, so they don't really fit my hand and they don't get used that often, but I don't recommend these if you're riding on the street pretty much at all. There's no abrasion resistance, maybe some basic tear resistance because they're synthetic material, a little bit of padding there to dampen vibrations, a little bit of rubber on the knuckles, but not really great for adventure riding. Doesn't have the proper protection that you would want. This glove I got when I first got my bike because people were recommending it online. It is the Fox Bomber. This is probably a couple generations old at this point. It does have carbon knuckles, which I like to see. That offers you some protection on your hand. It has some padding on the side, which is nice, but there's not really any leather. There's not really any padding on the palm, which is kind of a big deal to me because when I went down, I had black and blue marks on my palms for like a couple weeks. Smacking your hand on pavement really hurts apparently. So I don't like seeing this, and if I'm riding on pavement at all, I want something with padding on the palm. And I think this glove comes in around like almost $80 now. So that's, in my mind, quite a bit for a glove that doesn't have any palm protection. And moving on to this glove, this is the 5 TFX3 glove. So this is actually a glove that has served me very well. I still use it sometimes, but after my wreck, I wanted something, again, with a little more padding right here. This vents really well, so occasionally on really hot days when I really want max airflow and dexterity and I'm doing a little bit more off-roading, this is a really good glove to have. There's a lot of perforation on it. It's very flexible. It's very thin in the sense that, again, it gives you the dexterity, but it's still leather, so it's going to hold up if you go down. This is still a good glove, but I think they come in like north of $70 now. I think they're pushing 100 at this point, and they're really hard to find. This next glove, Alpinestars Copper glove. So this has basic protection. This is not really technically an adventure glove, but I would consider something you could use it for as an adventure glove just because it's so thin. It does have leather reinforcements on the hand here, a knuckle protection, some padding on the fingers, which I always like to see, some padding on the palm, but not enough padding for me. This is not something that's going to deflect a lot of force. It might absorb some impact, but this glove, again, is pushing almost $70 now, and it doesn't really stand out to me as something I want on my hands. This glove I got after my wreck because it has this massive palm slider, and I really like the look of it. It's kind of a more casual glove, very good for urban environments. It has padding on the palm, knuckle protection. Again, this huge slider, foam underneath, impact foam, so it not only deflects, but it absorbs. And it's become really hard to get 5 gloves, so I didn't want to trash these with adventure riding. So I use these very occasionally, but again, they're kind of starting to push a higher price now too. I think when I got these, they were around $60 retail, and they've gone up and they're hard to find. So getting to the glove that I want to talk about most in this video, this glove is $49.99 retail at the time I'm making this. That's insane. This has SuperFabric on the palm, SuperFabric coming around the side. Now it's not the ceramic SuperFabric like you'd see on like a Klim Badlands or Baja. I think this is the cheaper resin SuperFabric, but it's still incredibly abrasion resistant. There's padding on the palm, adequate padding, enough for me to feel comfortable. Big carbon knuckles, so this has a lot of curvature to it, but it's still round. So some companies, what I don't like seeing is they'll put aggressive kind of lines, and when you lose that roundness, you have a glove that can now catch on things. Might be good for a street fight, maybe not so good for a motorcycle wreck. So I like seeing this. This is also, because of the curvature, it has a lot of comfort even when you flex your hand. It doesn't really bind up. I'm gonna put it on right now. I'll show you real quick. There's also these there's synthetic material right here. So it gives you a lot of flex. I don't know if that's like polyester or lycra spandex mix. I'm not sure, but they basically put goat leather as the chassis, and they perforate it a lot, as you can see, and then you have synthetic materials in all the stretch zones, so your hand doesn't feel all bound up. And you also have SuperFabric on the thumb knuckle, and you can see it all over the knuckles here. So yeah, this glove breathes really well and has all the protection that I would want. The Velcro system hasn't worn out like my old SMX V2s yet. We'll see how long this goes, because I've only been using them for like half a season, but you can get like 2 or 3 of these gloves by the time you reach the price of other brands that are offering some of the same value. You don't really see this level of protection typically until you get into like the $100 plus range. I think this is criminally underrated. If I can get affiliate links for this, I'm definitely throwing them in the comments, but I just wanted to share this because this has everything I look for in a glove. The only thing it's missing is like the attachment on the pinky and the ring finger there, but you don't really see that on adventure gloves anyway. It's more of a high-end street gloves. So yeah, the Tourmaster Sierra Peak Adventure Pro 2.0. They really should have came up with a shorter name for it. That's probably my only point of criticism. But if you're on a budget or you just don't want to spend a ton on gloves, these have served me really well. You can even see even more that accordion material there to get more stretch. They're so well made, and they vent and they don't suffocate my hands. I 100% recommend these. They're awesome. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss any new content. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments. I'll do my best to get around to them. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.